All right, we are live. What is up, everybody? Sorry for being so late. I'm based over an hour late, I think. Yeah, it was. I was just at a movie screening, and then I got home late. Okay, the audio is going to be really bad today, probably, and I apologize for that. So, didn't. Oh, fuck, hold on. I'm just so very all over the place today. Apologize for that, guys. Let me set this up on. Okay. Here we go. Okay. That's all set. And then let me. Oh, my back. I'm just been, dude. I sat for like 3 hours straight watching that movie. Honestly, it wasn't a bad movie. I'm going to talk about it later. But, okay, let me make sure that this looks good on the screen. Nope, that does not look good. This. Oh, wait. Let me. Camera. Mirror my camera. There we go. Yeah. Is that? Oh, this way. This way. Is that better? All right. I think that's good. Let me edit this. Boom. Actually, a little bit on this side. There we go. That's much better. All righty. Save, update layout. All right. I think we're good. Again, apologies for the delay on the live stream today. Let me just double check and make sure all this is looking good. Let me know if there's any technical problems. The mic is not as good as it normally is. I do apologize for that. I know it does sound a lot worse than normal, and that was not on purpose. I am sorry for that. I don't have my mic right now. Usually I rent one, and all right. I'm also out of breath because I just drank a whole Slurpee during my movie, and I wasn't planning to eat. I was like, I'll eat after because I'll have time before the live stream. At one point, I was like, I'm just gonna get Chipotle and eat it on the live stream because I'm so hungry. Um, None of that happened. So there's so much to talk about today, so much news, etc. So we're gonna start off by quickly talking about some Blumhouse projects. So first thing, this one is actually really interesting. I haven't heard anyone talking about this for some reason. I got the press email for it like 3 or 4 days after this was announced. Now, there's a couple things with this. You would have made everyone jealous. Glad you didn't do that. Yeah, so honestly, I'm happy too because I feel like I also wouldn't have eaten the food and I probably would have just been sitting here. Either I was gonna sit here and just eat the food, or sit here and not eat the food and try to get like a bite in every once in a while because I just yap so much on these live streams that it would have just not been good. Like it wouldn't have been a good way to eat food. It wouldn't have been an entertaining stream. So now I'm stuck with this water bottle, and then I might eat something after, but I destroyed that blue raspberry icy, so my stomach also kind of hurts. So I'm just taking L's all around today. Don't know what's going on. Anyways, dude, guys, my neck hurts so bad. I don't know what's going on. Adjust this. Okay, this looks crazy. Looks like I'm in a hospital bed. Okay, so yeah, this new Blumhouse movie called Drop is gonna be coming out April 11th. Everyone's sus is the tagline. I don't know how I feel about that. Feels like the interns that are my age made this tagline, and I'm not happy about it. But the concept of this movie is really cool. In the press email, basically the way that they described it was there's this girl who's getting like airdrop messages in a restaurant, I believe, and she's trying to figure out who it is. It's like a murder serial killer guy doing airdrop. And like my biggest problem with this type of movie is for me, it does a lot of times take me out of the film whenever they're doing something super high tech that is realistic. Like I'm not talking about some crazy Elon Musk future AI shit. Like I'm talking about just like pulling up TikTok on your phone during a show or a movie kind of takes me out of it. So um, I don't really know how excited I am for it. This guys, it is PG-13, so I don't really know what the vibe is going to be for this movie, but I am interested in it. This poster, it does look interesting as well. Next thing is that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 got announced in theaters December 5th, 2025. I'm very, very excited for this as a person who isn't tapped into Five Nights at Freddy's at all whatsoever. Like, I'm not a big Five Nights at Freddy's guy, but I really enjoyed the first film. I don't think it's amazing, but Josh Hutcherson is so literally me in that movie that I kind of did end up enjoying it. I'm really excited for this one because obviously they've upped the budget. They know that there's kind of a more like they did amazing in theater numbers for this movie, even though it did a dual release on both Peacock and in theaters, which in general is just a crazy release strategy for Five Nights at Freddy's, movie that people have been wanting for so long. So I'm really interested to see this and just kind of see where they go from here. And again, I do apologize for no one's mentioning it in chat, so I still just feel really bad. The audio I know is dog shit, and I'm so sorry about that. I do know this, again, not very tapped into the lore, but I know that this is like a toy version of Freddy Fazbear, which is a really interesting thing going on. And I think what they're doing, they do toys of like every single, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not really tapped into the lore, but yeah, they do toy versions of every single one of these characters. So that's pretty cool to me. Final thing to talk about Blumhouse related is probably my favorite piece of news. I had to save it for last. Not only did we get a new Wolfman poster, but we also got a new trailer for Wolfman. I don't think I can play the trailer for copyright reasons, but I am so freaking excited for Wolfman. I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit worried. I'm excited because it's Wolfman. Like, there's a lot they can do. But the director did talk about the whole, like Lee Winnell did talk about the idea behind this new Wolfman, this new iteration, talking about how we haven't seen something like this before. And I'm interested in that, but I also don't think this whole like virus version of Wolfman is going to be super duper interesting. So I don't really know how I feel about that, but the trailer did look good from what I saw. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm going to wait till I see it in theaters at some point, like the trailer in theaters ahead of something. I go to movies like 3 or 4 times a week. I'm bound to see it. So I'm very excited to check it out. The teaser itself wasn't bad either. So really, really interesting to see what they do with this. But now I want to move on and talk about this piece of news literally dropped like maybe 6 hours ago. Never mind, I lied. It dropped at 10 a.m. I was just asleep. We got news on Blade, and this is kind of where I want to shift the questions to the chat in regards to what do you guys think of this, right? Marvel Studios Blade removed from 2025 release schedule. They did date Predator Badlands for that November date. But yeah, so they said, welcome to no surprise, Marvel Studios Blade will be coming out November 7th, 2025, rather Disney's opening 20th Century Studios Predator Badlands. So yeah, there was, so I guess to kind of sum up exactly what's happened with this whole franchise and everything that's been going on. Basically, Mia Goth was attached to be in this movie, which is fucking awesome. I didn't really like Maxine, but she's great in X, and in Pearl, and in Infinity Pool. And then there was 2 directors that left the project. It cycled through writers, but just has about most of the modern Marvel projects. But Mahershala Ali is the main one that's just been in it for the longest time. And this is kind of where it becomes really interesting for me because as somewhat of a fan of Blade, like I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of Blade, but I really do enjoy Blade's character, the kind of world around him. I watched the first Blade movie for the first time just a couple of years ago, and I really did enjoy it. It's not amazing to me, but I did enjoy it. And I could see how Marvel would go forward and try to make a new Blade movie. But now that we've seen more of like the path that they're going on, especially kind of seeing that they're not pulling in X-Men right away, they're kind of taking just the most that they can. They're just doing it right now and kind of finishing off the multiverse saga. And not just finishing off the multiverse saga, but to me, kind of wrapping up everything from the Infinity Saga. And it kind of just feels like bad luck after bad luck with people like actors passing away, or obviously the pandemic, writers and actors strikes. There was just a lot going on, and this movie, which I believe was the only movie from that original slate. I think Armor Wars was the only other project that kind of got scrapped in the midst of all of this. But this, and I believe Armor Wars, just like kind of died, like deviated away from what it was originally trying to be. And I think now it just doesn't match what they're going for in an overall sense at all in this universe. So I do think Blade is going to be a movie that they make, but I think they're going to make it when they start doing X-Men, when they start doing these other things, like when they introduce Blade or Ghost Rider, bring back Moon Knight. When I say wrap up the Infinity Saga, I mean, like, I'm saying, like, we're done with Captain America. We're done with the Winter Soldier. We're done with most Black Widow related things. We're done with like Captain Marvel and that kind of stuff. Like, obviously, I think Spider-Man is something that's going to keep going, whether it's Tom Holland, Miles Morales, like whatever they're doing there. But I think that Blade is one of those things where, kind of like the X-Men, there's no spot to just shove them in. Like, you really could take your time with this one. I think that's really what they want to do. And I think really the only project that still makes sense to me is that Fantastic Four is still on the horizon, because Fantastic Four is going to lead into Doomsday. Doomsday will probably do something in the Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 will lead into Secret Wars. So there's a path. And we'll talk about all of the Spider-Man 4 news in just a second here. And so there is a path that I see for the future of the MCU that I really do like. Blade is not a part of that path, though. And so a part of me is really happy that they are waiting, but a part of me also doesn't know if they're waiting or they're just taking it all away. So, I mean, it is just removed from the schedule, so we don't really know what they're going to be doing. Mia Goth said Marvel really care. They do. They want to make a great movie. That's the sense I get from them, in that it feels good. So that to me is really exciting, and that I think that just proves my point of what I said earlier of, hey, we have a vision of where we need to go. Blade is not a part of that vision. Blade is, I'm not going to say it's a waste of a movie, but it is a waste of integral overall plot that they're trying to go for. Now, if they pull some bullshit and bring Wesley Snipes back, even if it's not Mahershala Ali, I don't care. Like, I just need Blade in the future, right? If it's a bullshit legacy sequel Mahershala Ali thing, I'd be pissed. But if they're just waiting to do a sequel properly in the future, I mean, not a sequel, like a movie in the future, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind waiting. Yeah. Next up, though, I want to talk about Spider-Man 4. This is interesting. We've gotten a lot of interesting news about Spider-Man recently, and Tom Holland's been on a wicked press run, and I'm super, super excited to see more of the stuff that he reveals. And we've just been getting a lot of Spider-Man stuff recently as well, so I'm very excited for that. Oh, Theron said, yo, what's up, Theron? Welcome to the stream. I know I'm also doing the stream really late. Originally, it's supposed to be 10:15 p.m., and then got out of my movie super late. Today, I had a press screening for a movie I'm doing a review on, like, probably this week or next week, and I just got out. I got out so late. Marshall Ali as Blade is such pitch perfect casting. I hate to see him never play the role. I agree. It's gonna make for some kick-ass cameos in 20 years. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's gonna be on some Channing Tatum shit. But no, I am really frustrated to see that. The fact this movie's been delayed indefinitely, I don't think we'll ever see him suit up as Blade in his own film, because how old is Marshall Ali? 50 years old. I don't think this movie's coming out till 2030 at least, because what, 2028? When does Secret Wars come out? The 2027. 2027. Where to go, chat? Yeah, I don't think it's coming out until after Secret Wars. I think it's going to be, I think there's a lot of people obviously theorizing that, oh, they're going to do the whole like soft reboot the universe, bring in the X-Men, bring in all these different things. If there's 2030, bro, it's only like 6 years away. That's not that crazy to say. I feel like you were like, if there's 2040, then I'd be like, yeah, I'd be a little stressed out. But dude, I just turned 20, bro. Like, I think we got another 6 years on this earth. I think, cross our fingers, but like, I think there is going to be 2030 Marvel for sure. Especially what we're saying, 2027 is when Secret Wars comes out. That's in my opinion the wrap for maybe Kevin Feige. Who knows? I don't want to say that, but maybe that's when Feige kind of moves on from the MCU, and we kind of are like, okay, cool, like now we're soft rebooting. Let's get obviously another head guy in here, but let's go X-Men, let's go all these other pockets of the Marvel universe that we own but haven't really touched yet. Blade, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider. These are all characters that Nova. These are all characters that I'd love to see right now. Like, this is basically really what we were promised in 2019, like pre-pandemic. But everything got so fucked up that we were just like they didn't really know what they're doing. We thought we were getting, dude, we were theorizing Midnight Suns during Moon Knight. At least I was. It's like there's so much that we were thinking of that just it doesn't fit in the line of what Secret Wars is trying to do. So I don't think we'll get a Blade movie until predictions. I think we could get a Blade movie in 2029. I think because they did drop new release dates for Marvel movies. New Marvel release dates. Yeah, 2028. They dropped 3 new dates for 2028. February 18th, May 5th, and November 10th. This, by the way, this doesn't mean shit. Like, this doesn't really, at that point, might as well recast. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's 7 years. He's going to be 57 years old. He's not playing Blade. Especially if they're trying to do some, like, crazy shit. One of those dates has to be X-Men. Yeah, I think so. I think the best move is first movie after Secret Wars is X-Men. I think that is the only thing you can do. Don't pull some bullshit and do like a Black Widow or Spider-Man Far From Home. Like, first post Endgame movie. I mean first post, like I'm saying in reference to post Endgame, was Far From Home. In this sense with Secret Wars, it needs to be something essential, especially if the ending is as world ending as it seems like it's going to be. It needs to be the February 18th, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. And then May 5th, I don't know. Iron Man the Mutant Saga. Yeah, I'd agree. And I think that's literally the only way to go. And if you go like May 5th and November 10th, like they could push Blade to November 10th. That's a 3-year delay, by the way. Blade, what was the original Blade release date? Original Blade release date 2020. Was it 2020? Oh. Okay, it was okay. Wait, what's all the delays looking like? 2016. Oh, so there was never like a big release date. Dude, what? This is crazy. So it just keeps on getting pushed based. I'm trying to figure out, by the way, this timeline makes no sense to me. I'd imagine one of those dates is a Fantastic Four sequel. I really wonder what they're gonna do because I really wonder what they're gonna do for a Fantastic Four, especially. So let's like lay out all the details, right? Hold on. Let's lay out all the details, right? You got Fantastic Four, Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, probably something else in between. Secret Wars. Secret Wars is our like end all be all, reset it, end of the multiverse saga. We're going into mutants. Then we get an X-Men movie. But when you reset the universe, I wonder on a technicality level how that's going to work. Because the RDJ Doom seems to be the Doom of the Fantastic Four world. So does the MCU even have a Fantastic Four? Um, because I'm assuming like you got Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss Enric, and the fucking Stranger Things guy. I'm so sorry, I'm not remembering his name. Eddie from Joseph Quinn. Oh, I feel like an asshole, bro. Okay, yeah. So, but I'm just wondering. Like, I agree with this. Like, they're on. Like, I agree with the same story. Stay, some go idea. But I'm talking about like on a technicality level, like where do you go from here? You know what I'm saying? Like when this Doom is defeated, is there still a Doom in the MCU? Was there a Fantastic Four in the MCU? How does a Fantastic Four fit into the MCU if they're from a different universe? And why aren't they getting pruned and shit? Like, I'm very interested to see the whole TVA aspect of this because they were such a big part of Deadpool and Wolverine. Which I'm not saying Deadpool and Wolverine is essential, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's trying to figure out where they all go. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, etc. Stay. I agree. This is why making Downey Doom is such a problem. I agree, but okay, but Fantastic Four was always going to be set in a different universe, apparently. Like, it was always going to be set in like the late or early 1900s. Like, it was going to be like a very old-timey futuristic story. This is like, we're talking like not just about Doom. I don't think Doom is going to be the main villain of the Fantastic Four movie. We don't know for sure. I'm just going to put my bets on Doom isn't the main villain. Transitioning from him to a new Doom is going to be odd for audiences. I don't think they're going to do a new Doom, honestly. I don't think they're gonna. Especially, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially if I mean, obviously they do Doomsday. Dude, honestly, call me crazy as fuck. Hold on, let me look up Marvel upcoming slate. Okay. I'm trying to get to. I want like every single like unreleased whatever. Like, I need everything going on here. Okay. Okay, couldn't find it here. Okay, phase 5 and 6. Okay, so Thunderbolts, and then holy shit, man! I can't believe Fantastic Four is next year. By the way, that's crazy to me. So you go Captain America, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Blade is moved, Blade's pushed. Doomsday. Damn. So we're going straight from Fantastic Four to Doomsday. Holy shit. And then apparently we're getting Spider-Man between these two films. Shang-Chi 2 apparently. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this didn't really help. I'm trying to find like dates without a. I'm trying to find dates without a release, if that makes sense. Ironheart is still supposed to come out? Oh, brother. Doomsday. Okay, oh shit. Untitled Vision series is still dropping? Dude, I forgot all this is happening. So, okay, this is my problem. This is kind of my problem because what? Where do we go from here, bro? There's so much. Like, I wonder if all of these series are gonna come out like like I'm talking pre all of this. Like, are we dropping all of this pre 2028? That's insane to me. Because 27 is they're dropping 3 movies next year, which is 26, 25. Probably 2, maybe 3 movies in 26. and then another 3 movies in 27, along with like that's a lot of shows, guys. Like, I mean, animated or not, it's still a lot of shows. Wonder Man has Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Need that. What If season 3? I don't fucking care about that show. X-Men 97, Marvel Zombies, Armor Wars. Apparently, we're getting an untitled Nova project. Like, when are we gonna have time for all this? We should have had the Fantastic Four and X-Men by now. TBH, Doctor Doom should have been planned instead of Kang. Yeah, I mean, but I fucked with the Kang thing until the whole Jonathan Majors thing. And then they just cooked themselves by being like every version of Kang looks the same. I don't know why they didn't just recast Kang. It kind of pissed me off. And honestly, I haven't been a fan of the way Marvel has handled recastings in general. Like, I genuinely do think Black Panther should have been recasted. I genuinely do think that Kang should have been recasted too. So maybe that's a hot take. Let me know, chat. But like, I think that's wild work that Kang wasn't recasted and they kind of just scrapped it. But also, people weren't watching Quantumania anyway. So this is just as a fan of someone who, like, I really enjoyed the TVA stuff. Loki seasons 1 and 2 are fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's those properties could have carried the MCU, like Iron Man, Captain. Yeah, but I think the problem was already that, like, dude, you're talking post Endgame. We went straight to Far From Home, Pandemic, Black Widow, and then a bunch of shows. And I'm like, they kind of just cooked themselves on all fronts with the TV show aspect of it, and kind of just added hella mumbo jumbo together. Making him the villain of Quantumania was stupid. They ruined any sense of intimidation. Yeah, and honestly, like, well, here's the thing: they could have made it work if he just bodied the fuck out of Ant-Man, or killed all of Ant-Man's family and only left him, or killed all of Ant-Man's family and only left Cassie. Like, that would have been tough as hell, but they didn't do that. So I agree. T'Challa should have been recast with all due respect. And I agree. And I think that's just, like, obviously I'm highlighting his performance. I'm not saying he was a bad performer by any means, but the character of Black Panther is more than any actor in the world's name. Eventually, down the line, they're recasting Iron Man. Like, my kids are going to be watching an Iron Man movie because they're going to be like, holy shit, Iron Man did numbers in 2008 or whatever the hell came out. Like, let's bring it back. Like, the grandparents are going to be talking about this one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there is name value to Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, but T'Challa was also in fucking 3 projects. Like, and I feel like it's also just not a good rap in general for Marvel, because Black Panther as a standalone character carries so much weight for people that look up to characters like Black Panther, that community doesn't get real heroes that often in live action. Same thing goes for me. Like, I love Kumail Nanjiani's character in Eternals because I don't get to see characters that look like me that often on screen. And obviously, there's a very different level of scale I'm talking about, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like there is a lot of just, there's pros and cons to it, but at the end of the day, it's just like, I think they just massively fumbled. Just joined in, thinking about watching a movie tonight. Any suggestions? Man, I love this question. Let me pull up my Letterboxd. I will recommend you something that I watched within the last month. I'm going to go to my diary really quick and let me see. Diary. Okay. I'm assuming you want to watch something at home, so I'm going to try to find something on streaming or on. Okay, I don't know if you've seen this movie, but Babylon is a banger, but it's very, very long. It's like 3 hours long. It's kind of a crazy one, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I rewatched that very recently. The Substance is on video on demand, so that's a good one to check out. Howl's Moving Castle, that's also a good one. I watched that for the first time in theaters, I think 20 days ago now. I watched it on the 3rd. Yeah, those are probably the main ones I'd recommend to you. I rewatched Joker recently after Folie à Deux. That was a good one. Yeah, I think those would be my main recommendations for you. Seeing T'Challa versus Namor would have been peak. Yeah, seeing T'Challa versus anyone in the MCU is tough as hell. I rewatched Civil War recently, and the way he just absolutely smoked some of the OG Avengers, it's so satisfying to watch. Anyways, we got to move on from this stuff. I do want to talk about Spider-Man 4 news. So We have gotten a lot of Spider-Man news in the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks. Tom Holland has been doing a lot of press for his non-alcoholic beer company. That's one thing he's been doing press for, and then also just like he's just been talking about a lot of stuff in general. So I don't know why, but bro's back in public. So we've been learning a lot. Um, yeah, he said we're gonna shoot next summer. He said the idea is crazy and a little different to anything we've done before. I think the fans are really gonna respond to it. So there's a couple things to talk about. I am gonna talk about the whole Tom Holland joining Christopher Nolan's new film thing. I do want to talk about that because that is huge. But I am very, very excited to hear all of these updates on Spider-Man 4. I am genuinely so like excited. Responded to it in what way, Tom? What do you mean? Um, yeah, I know what you're saying. Sorry, I was a little brain fog. So I think by respond to it and just in general, a little different to anything we've done before. Um, there are two main things to take away from this, and two main things that could be happening. Um, we're going to talk about Venom in just a second here, but I got my boy here with me. So on the note of Venom, I know you guys haven't seen the movie yet. It comes out tomorrow, so hope everyone enjoys it. No spoilers here, but from the trailers, you can even tell. Wait a second. Who lost my train of thought? Oh, Null. I want to talk about Null. I'm trying to get in the head of someone that hasn't seen the movie. With Null, I think there's two ways that this can really go. And Tom Holland has actually talked a lot about the creative process behind Spider-Man 4, which I don't want to like pull up the whole video because it's long as hell. It's like a big interview, but he was basically like, there's a lot of things that I didn't want to do and the studio did want to do, and we kind of met in the middle. And he has the option to finally say no to stuff. It's not just whatever the hell they want to do, and they can't just push everything on him, right? So I think there's two ideas here because different could mean one of these two things because these two ideas that I have are very, very different from anything that we've seen in the MCU Spider-Man ever do. So the first option is fully street level. Spider-Man Homecoming was a little bit street level, but I'm talking like we're talking Daredevil, Punisher, Kingpin, right? That's one big thing. Second one though is multiverse. Now, I don't want to spoil the ending of Venom: The Last Dance, but the Null thing is a very seems to be a long play type of thing. I'm not going to tell you what happens to Venom. I can tell you what happens to Null, but it feels like something where they could implement Spider-Man into this story at a certain point. And we know we're not getting more Venom films after this. So the only other option is a Spider-Man film. And so Null would be very different. Like Null is the big, like he's one of the strongest villains in the entire Marvel universe. So there's a lot they could do. I don't know if they're gonna do a lot of it, but there's a lot of different things that they can try to do here. I don't know. I don't know if I would rather have a street story, something that's more personal to Spider-Man, not just cameos of Daredevil and Kingpin. Like let's make Kingpin the main villain of this whole Spider-Man thing. But then you also have to remember where this movie is probably going to come out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So when you fit and Tom Holland talked about this in his interview, he was like, you have to be able to fit your movie into the overall piece of what's going on in this universe. And he made a very exclamatory point when he said that. So it feels like this is going to be the middle in general. So it feels like this is going to be between the movies and I got to do something multiverse related. I don't know if it's going to be Null. I don't know if it's going to be some shit that no one's ever thought of. Like we don't know what's going to happen, but he does say fans are going to respond to it. So I think it's one of those two. That's just me though. I haven't seen Howl's Moving Castle. I'm a Ghibli fan, but I honestly find it a bit, or I have seen, sorry, I have seen Howl's Moving Castle, but I honestly find it a bit overrated, not on the same level as Totoro, Princess Mononoke, or Spirited Away in my eyes. I've only seen Totoro from that list, so I still need to tap in. I need to watch Mononoke and Spirited Away. I've literally only seen the two movies, and it's Howl's Moving Castle and Totoro. Yeah, Totoro. So I got to tap in. That's on me. I'm gonna watch Kiki's Delivery Service, I believe, this week actually. In 3 days, I think I think it releases in theaters in 3 days. I do want to catch that. I missed out on Look Back for its 2-day theater release. I got to see Look Back. I'm actually so happy you mentioned that because I haven't talked about it on the internet at all whatsoever. I will read you out my Letterboxd review really quick. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5. I said, coming in at just under an hour in length, this film's greatest weakness is the lack of depth. I had no time to connect to any relationships or characters before getting into a story that is just completely reliant on that. The animation is good, but the score is radiant of emotion and pure energy. If not for this amazing score, I don't know if I would have liked this at all. Slightly underwhelmed, but still not mad. So I saw it. It was in theaters near me for like 4 days, and I got to see it. I'm not mad. It was just really underwhelming. But I also, one of my best friends tell me, oh my God, it's like I cried, made me make a letterbox, like that type of movie. It wasn't that for me personally, but it was really good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. If they were to have Spider-Man fight Null, I'd say it for the sixth movie or another movie down the line. Yeah, I agree. But maybe it could just be another, because there is the symbiote piece still in the MCU from the post-credit scene of Let There Be Carnage, I believe. So there's something brewing there, but I don't know what it is because he's a symbiote hunter, and that's the only piece of the symbiote left. Let me open the door for the cat really quick. She didn't want to leave, guys. Anyways, yeah, so I agree with you. Move this. Yeah, I'd agree with you, but I wouldn't say like, I don't know about six. The movie is crazy though. Like, I think Holland is gonna really want to like wrap it up / start giving us Miles. Like, I also don't know how they're gonna introduce Miles because there's no way they kill off Spider-Man ever. I just don't see Feige killing off Spider-Man is insane work to me. Ideally, I'd not have Null at all. Yeah, I agree. But I will say, Theron, I am interested to see what you think of Null after Venom, because after Venom 3, I saw Venom 3 yesterday. Null is kind of sick as fuck for like the 7 minutes of screen time that he has, but he's really cool. I was actually gonna do this live stream last night, but I was watching Venom, and I dropped the review already. So if you want to check that out, obviously it's spoiler free. But yeah, but Null is like, he's really fucking cool, bro. Like, I'm very excited to see what Null's end game type of thing is. I'd rather just have Spider-Man be solo for the fourth movie and save the team up with Daredevil for a later movie. I think that's kind of what it's gonna be, but if they go for any sort of like, if they go for any sort of multiverse thing, there's going to be multiple like types of characters. Like, I don't know. I think the fans are going to really respond to it. Maybe they're just bringing Toby and Andrew back. There's an anime film on Netflix that is an hour and 2 minutes called 5 centimeters per second. It's from the director of Your Name, and it sounds similar to Look Back. I will check it out. Put on the watch list, actually. 5 centimeters per second. 5 centimeters. I can't spell. Centimeters per second. 2007. Okay. All right. I'm gonna add that. Hello. Let's see. I think Tom Holland is gonna have a college trilogy next, and then another series with him training MCU Miles Morales. I don't know about a series, but it would be interesting. Like, especially if they have a time jump, I am excited to see what they do. I honestly just prefer Spidey to be grounded, even in the comics. I agree. And that's kind of what I learned. I did my annual birthday rewatch of Spider-Man 2. And it's just like these moments, these like it's not even like full like life-changing um it's not something that you'd expect to be so grandiose in the film, but just small moments like Aunt May telling Peter about how she was going to throw out his comics. Like, it's just small shit like that that the MCU Spider-Man has never been able to, like, just bring me in. Like, I never believed that this kid was a high schooler. There was just never enough connecting to me. And I was in high school when these movies came out. I think I was in 8th grade when the first film came out. So it's like there is a lot I am interested to see what they do, but like I think they need to do a time jump. I really really think that, like, especially with this comment right here, I feel like Miles could be Peter's neighbor in his apartment complex. Yeah, like, dude, make Peter like a sophomore in college and make Miles like a freshman, or a high schooler that's doing dual enrollment or something. I don't know. There's just a lot of a lot of like things that you can do with this movie, and I think my biggest fear with it is just that they're not gonna use Miles properly, and I don't think they're gonna do Miles in Spider-Man 4. I don't think they will. Um, but yeah. So next thing I want to talk about, I disagree with Adam in high school, and in the Holland movies, at least Homecoming did a pretty good representation of modern. Yeah, I agree. Okay, well here's the thing. I the way I put it is like, so let me switch back to this. What is this cat doing? I don't know. It was fun and all, but I think after watching the college representation of Spider-Man, okay, first of all, I like the high school representation of Peter Parker way more. Even though it wasn't as realistic in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I really enjoyed it a lot more. And even like them graduating in the second film, like maybe it was just the performances. I think that's what it was. Like Spider-Man Homecoming tried to be way too realistic. Or sorry. Spider-Man Homecoming tried to be way too like comedic and funny about it. Whereas like The Amazing Spider-Man really tried to be like brutal. Like it's like wow, like I can't, like I have to move on with my life. I have to grow up. And this isn't a spot where like I'm able to do all of these things. Like my life outside of school is falling apart. Like there's so much. Like I agree. I agree with this. MCU Flash is honestly pretty accurate representation of modern day bully. I agree with that. And I also agree that I think like some of the stuff in The Amazing Spider-Man is over the top, but I think it's just more realistic on an emotional level. Spider-Man Spider-Man Homecoming just tries to be way too funny, and it doesn't really work in my opinion. Um I thought Homecoming felt more authentic than TASM one. I don't agree. I'd have to say on a humanization level and like I guess just like emotional level, TASM one is way stronger for me. And I think it's because they do the whole like Uncle Ben origin story thing, and there's just like way more depth to Andrew Garfield and his performance in general, in my opinion. Anyways, I want to move on to talk about Tom Holland, more Spider-Man adjacent news, but he's going to star in Christopher Nolan's new film. Now, we don't really know anything about this movie, and apparently industry insiders are like, we also don't know anything about this movie. Like there has been speculation that it's going to be a period piece, like a vampire movie, which is super cool. Like that's Coogler and Nolan back to back years giving us vampire movies. So sick. But I also think that that might just be completely wrong. Like I'd love to see like a Nolan horror film, but I just don't know if he's going to go that route. Oppenheimer kind of gave like horror vibes at points in time, which I really really liked. But I like that he was able to put it into a completely different like frame. And I think with this film, and Matt Damon, as you guys can see, is at the top of the call sheet. Like it's Matt Damon, Tom Holland. I think it's going to be kind of similar. I'm not saying like he's going to be the villain, but I think that it's definitely going to be Matt Damon and then Tom Holland, as in Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. Like I think that's how it's going to be. Spider Boy Jr. is back at it again, but yeah, it's set for release date July 17, 2026. there's there's a lot of, I don't know, like there's a lot of like mixed rumors on what the movie is gonna be and like how it's gonna, like what, like when it's gonna take place. Original report was that it's not set in modern day, and I was like, average Christopher Nolan movie, like probably basically other than Tenet. You know what I'm saying? In terms of that, I agree. I relate to Garfield's Peter more than Holland's. That's why he's my favorite three. Yeah, I'd agree. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have many other thoughts on the Nolan thing. I just want to bring it up because I feel like I don't talk about Nolan that much, and I fucking love Tom Holland or Nolan. Great to see Tom get more work. Yeah, that and the fact, have you guys seen that tweet of like, I don't want to look it up, but it's basically like Tom Holland's or being nearly 30 and Spider-Man being the only good thing on your filmography is new levels of washed. Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny to me. And his agent locked the fuck in. I mean, I will say, like, Chaos Walking is not very good. And what's it called? Chaos Walking is not very good. Cherry's not very good. I was actually really excited for Cherry. I actually enjoyed Devil All the Time. I didn't think that was bad. But I do need to rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And now I want to talk a little bit about Venom 3. I already have my full review up, obviously. YouTube.com/RNP. My Venom review is already up. So if you do want to see more of my thoughts, 6-minute video. I do talk, okay, I will say this just for the people on the live stream. I did talk, not spoilers, but like about the ending and like, I think like at this, like about somewhere here, right? And I really want to hear people's thoughts on this. Like, I'm really excited for more people to see the movie. And like, it's just like really interesting to me, the route that they took. And I'm interested to see where they go from there. Anyways, Venom talk time. First of all, I want to review this popcorn bucket. So let me full screen this. I got to talk about this popcorn bucket because this is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I already dropped a full review on the popcorn bucket, Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube, etc. This thing is so fucking cool, guys. I can't believe it's real. This is so sick. You can't even lie to me and be like, that's not cool. That's not cool. Like, guys, this is the type of shit I live for. Look at this detailing. Okay, so the tongue is rubber. Teeth are insanely wicked work. And then I think, okay, this like bottom like bust part, like statue part of it, it's not that great. It's not detailed now. It looks like, kind of looks like a Sharpie. But the rest of it is so cool. It is a very deep popcorn bucket. Like it's hello. It's pretty deep, and there's a lot of popcorn even. When I bought it on like Saturday, so not like a while before the movie came out. I didn't get it with popcorn in it, but okay. So my hand is on this side now. Look at that shit. That's like half my forearm, bro. Insane work, but also that's a crazy thing to do on live stream. But nevertheless, yeah. So Venom, The Last Dance. So I don't want to repeat too much of what I said in my review. Obviously, go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But some main talking points, just to summarize it for you, because I also don't know if you guys want to hear a Venom review, but I just want to talk about the movie because I won't be talking about it anymore. I won't be doing a spoiler live stream or anything like that either. I really enjoyed the film. It flies by. It's not amazing. It doesn't do anything really different than the first two films. Rather, it just feels like the perfect amalgamation of the first two films. My Venom ranking, I think, is up of all three films, but I did go Let There Be Carnage, Last Dance, the original. And I think Tom Hardy is basically just like this image that I have on screen right now. It's basically just them going back and forth for like 2 hours. And like, I mean, the movie's only an hour 30. It does fly by for me, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to spend too much longer talking about Venom. But into this, I honestly wish the MC Spider-Man trilogy stuck with John Hughes style, that Homecoming went for throughout the entire trilogy. I agree, but again, that's my thing is I'm not gonna say it got out of hand, but it did get pretty wicked. Like it got pretty wild, and even Far From Home levels up from Homecoming in such a way that obviously the jump from Far From Home to No Way Home is exceptionally like different, but it's reasonable. Like you can kind of tell how you get from spot to spot. But I don't know. I really did. I enjoy Homecoming a lot more, and I think there is a lot of emotion in Homecoming more than when I originally saw it. But I still don't think it's really that amazing. Far From Home was straight up Disney Channel, not John Hughes. Yeah. Far From Home was so corny, guys, and it's so sad to say that, especially after like coming off of Endgame and stuff like that. So I don't really know. I will be right back because someone's knocking on my door. So give me a second. I'm gonna mute myself. Give me like a minute and a half, and I'll be right back. The laser. What are we talking about? You actually came in at probably the worst time possible. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Someone's knocking on the door. Either someone just ding dong ditched me or I just heard something. I don't know what the hell just happened, but there was no one at the door. Peter Tingle, that shit was so stupid. I had 1,020 lists on Letterboxd. This is insane work. How do I tell how many lists I have? Letterboxd. Also, I hate that Letterboxd desktop always makes me sign in. It's kind of annoying. Lists. Lists. I don't have. It doesn't tell me how many lists I have. I'm not gonna count every single one of them. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. I have 84 lists. I just did a little math of what's on the page and then how many pages I had. I honestly want to see more from the animated Spider-Verse series, especially after Beyond concludes the Morales trilogy. Yeah, I'd agree. But I don't know if they're going to specifically with that Miles, but I think that we will get something in the MCU for sure. My mom told me to never open the door for anyone. Well, I was just trying to be. I live in an apartment complex, so I was like, maybe it's the trash guy, maybe it's my neighbor, maybe I was being too loud on this live stream. Who knows? So I checked the peephole. There was no one there. So I opened it and I was like, and there's also no one there. So I was like, okay. Question, read the wrong one. Hold on. Uncle Ben should have been at least name dropped in the MCU. Agree. What's the biggest miscast you've ever seen in a movie or TV show? Maybe an MCU one too. Okay, I'll do both. I'll do all three actually. And this is actually a good question. If you want to leave more questions like this, I'd love to answer. TV show, I don't know if I really have one, just because I don't watch that much TV. But I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't think of a TV show one. Movie though, dude, I could name you one just from my recent Letterboxd watches. To be honest, let's see. Let me go to my diary really quickly. Okay. Fuck. Okay, Loki. I can't think of one. I'm trying to find one. Okay. This might be wicked work, But that's funny. That is the entire cast of the last Airbender movie for me. I've never seen it in full, so I can't say, or I would say that, but I can't because I haven't seen the full movie. But um, I would say I think I don't think Lady Gaga was the right pick for Harley Quinn. And I think maybe it's just the material that they gave her, but I don't know. It felt so odd. Like it wasn't enough of a narrative musical for her like performance to work. I think she did the best that she could with the material, but um, it's just not really fair in my opinion. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man should have been Spider-Man animated show continuing. I don't know about the Spider-Man animated show, but I know about Spectacular Spider-Man, and they should have just continued Spectacular Spider-Man. I haven't seen the Spider-Man animated show, but um, the entire cast of that's fair. Yeah, I felt so bad for Dev Patel and Lost Airbender. Yeah, dude, I saw clips of that shit, and I was like, I'm never watching this movie in my entire life. Dev Patel Zuko was the only casting that maybe could work. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm also not tapped into the show, so I couldn't compare them well enough. But I have seen clips of Dev Patel Zuko on Twitter. Oh, brother, someone save that guy because that was just not great. Like the writing just wasn't good. I don't think he could have saved it. I don't think M. Night could have saved it. I don't think anyone could have saved that shit. I don't even think it was just the castings. I think just the writing was horrid in general from this. Like I've seen full scenes and clips, and like it's just like it was like a 3-year-old wrote those scenes. I don't know. Very weird stuff. But by the way, we're done with all the news. I don't really have much else in news to talk about. M. Night was the wrong choice to direct it. He wrote it too, I think. M. Night, in my opinion, is not a great film writer for the most part. That might be a conversation for another time, though, because I know a lot of people don't agree with me on that. Oh, I will say I did watch a new movie today. I watched a film called Nickel Boys. I will pull up the letterboxd for you guys to see. Present, share screen, Nickel Boys. Do I have to open it? No way. Let me just. How do I add it to my add to stage? There we go. Yeah, I saw Nickel Boys today. I'm gonna get to the question in a second. I just forgot. I didn't talk about this at all. I saw Nickel Boys today. That's why I was late to the live stream, by the way. 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Very, very good movie. I 100% think that people need to check this thing out. It's very dark and depressing. Very much a different note than anything we've been talking about in this live stream. Very sad. It's shot first person for most of the film. Brilliant choice. Feels so claustrophobic. Um, it's one of those films that really like you finish the film and you sit there and you're like, okay, you're like, where do I go from here? What do I do with my life? Like I can't handle this anymore. Um, yeah, it was a crazy one. Great experience in the theater though. Like I was at a press screening. It was probably like 15 of us max in that theater that seats like 60 people. And it was very, very gloomy in there. Like I don't know how to describe it, but the vibes were off. But I mean, I think it was just the movie, obviously. Yeah, I enjoyed the film a lot. I mean, I enjoyed it enough for a film that makes you want to kill yourself, basically. Did you see the D23 Brazil schedule? I think I saw it on Twitter, but like it wasn't like let me look it up. D23 Brazil. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you meant like a schedule for Marvel movies or something. Okay, so it takes place on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of November. That's pretty cool. Shyamalan went from two masterpieces to an abomination against humanity in just a decade. I'm so lacking on the M Night filmography. I've gotten better at it though. Like I've been watching more recently, but I've been needing a movie to really be like, oh yeah, like you gotta tap in, you gotta tap in. Nothing's made me do that so far. What about an MCU miscast? I'd say Terrence Howard as Rhodey. I'd agree. I'd say Terrence Howard as Rhodey. I wouldn't say any of the Hulks because I feel like they were good in their own respective ways. I think I'm trying to think of a recent one. Um, Oh, Gemma Chan as Cersei was not great. I don't know if it was necessarily her. I think the performance um, was a little bit flat, but I think that's the point. I think that was like the writing point of it. I like the movie, so like I'm trying to defend it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Cersei and Gemma Chan's acting is one of my least favorite parts of the film. But I think she was kind of meant to be this like brick wall brute force, like kind of the divisive point between the group of like I am human, but I'm also part God, obviously. More of a writing issue than a casting issue for me. Yeah, I'd agree. I just don't know really who to put the blame on. Uh, November 9th will be a Toy Story presentation. Oh shit! Showing how they've made the four movies for the 30th anniversary. New details on Toy Story 5 are expected to be at this 2023. Are you excited for Toy Story 5? Give me your overall thoughts on when they announced it. I don't even remember watching Toy Story 4. Like I remember it enough to like rank it amongst Pixar movies, but I can't tell you if I like loved the movie. And you know, Toy Story 5 is gonna be a movie. And when it comes out, I will rewatch Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I will be seated for Toy Story 5, opening night, or an early screening, whatever the case may be. I'm there. But I'm not really excited for it, you know? And none of Toy Story 4 recaptured any of the magic of the first three films. And I say that as someone who grew up, when did Toy Story 3 come out? It came out in 2010. Holy shit. Oh my goodness gracious. I was 6 years old when Toy Story 3 came out. And then like 9 years later, they do Toy Story 4. And at that point, like, think about 6 versus what was I, like 14 or 15? Like, that's kind of like, you're pushing it for me. And like, especially at a teenage age, I'm like, I don't even want to watch this shit. Like the original trilogy is so sacred to me. Like, I don't even care for this. So they don't really do anything for me. Unbreakable is one of my favorite superhero movies ever, like top 10 worthy. I've never seen Unbreakable. I saw Glass though. That was good. I've seen Split too. What about Brie Larson as Captain Marvel? Hot take. I'd actually agree with your take on Gemma Chan for Brie Larson. More of a writing issue than casting issue. So I think Brie Larson as an actress is fucking great. I think she's so good, but Captain Marvel is written so poorly in the first Captain Marvel movie. In Endgame, she's a little bit more interesting because there's a power difference. Like you can kind of see like she's able to be this cocky person because there is a power scale. Whereas in the first Captain Marvel movie, it's her, Nick Fury, and a cat. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not interesting. And then the people that she's fighting are basically just like clone Captain Marvels, which is like basically like the Ant-Man clone villain, Black Panther clone villain, Iron Man clone villain, kind of the super soldier thing with Winter Soldier, but that goes deeper into the lore. It feels like a copycat villain, and then you're still not written well. Like it's just not interesting. And she's not funny in the first film, like Ant-Man is in his film. That makes it more interesting. Her personality on her like main core, like non-superhero ego side, like Iron Man is super interesting on that side of things. I don't know. Have you seen Toy Story? I've seen, what the fuck? I've seen Toy Story 4 32 times, and it's my second favorite movie of all time next to Toy Story 3. I think I've seen Toy Story 4 0.75 times. I don't even think I've seen the movie in full. Holy shit, 32 times is crazy work. You got to be fucking with me, bro. Like you're not real. This is not real. I might have to end the live stream. This is unreal stuff. I've never heard this in my life. 32 times. I don't think I've seen my favorite movie of all time 32 times. And you've seen your second favorite movie of all time 32 times. I think the most I've seen a movie is The Dark Knight, probably around the 30s, 30 to 40. And then like it's probably like a 20 number, like the Batman, which is crazy to say because it came out 2 years ago. What the fuck, man? That's crazy. Brie Larson has done great dramatic roles in the past, but Captain Marvel is a very poorly written and dull character. I agree. And I'd even say, like, I mean, she's done very great like character work, like depth wise. Even in a like a blockbuster movie like Kong Skull Island, for example, which I'm just a defender of that movie till the day I die. I fucking love it. You got Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson. Rest of the cast is absolutely stacked. She's not a super like deep character. There's not so much that makes her so interesting. She's just charismatic in the role because the character allows for that. Captain Marvel does not allow for that at all. And I think in the Marvels, her character is way better. My dad says Captain Marvel is his favorite Marvel character. I mean, are we talking Marvel like overall comics? Because apparently she's pretty cool in the comics. Also, I don't know this hot take, but I still wish that Steven Yeun was playing Sentry in the Thunderbolts. I agree with you, by the way, but I didn't mention that as a miscast because technically we haven't seen the other guy as him. It's Bob from Top Gun Maverick, which is pretty fucking cool, but we just haven't seen him in action, so I couldn't necessarily say that I wanted Steven Yeun more, but I really wanted Steven Yeun as Sentry. I needed that. I've seen Toy Story 3 over 50 times. Brother, that's insane work. I don't know. I'm gonna mark when you told me that when you told me that you saw. I'm writing it down, by the way. When you told me you saw Toy Story 4 32 times, that might just be a clip. That's someone clip that, chat, because what the fuck? 1 minute or 1 hour and 3 minutes. Wow, I cannot believe that's real. I might not even post that clip. I might just keep it in the vault because wow, man, that's wicked work. I think my most watched movies are like. Can I just see my? I mean, I haven't logged every single time I've seen that movie on like Dark Knight. I've only logged like 10 times. I thought John Krasinski's read didn't work in Multiverse of Madness either. I think it worked for knowing that we probably weren't gonna get him again. I was like, okay, cool. Like it's light. Fuck, you know who didn't work for me though? I don't really like. I don't know. I don't really like. I don't know if Joseph Quinn's going to be good as Johnny Storm. I don't want to say he's miscast because we haven't seen him yet, so it's not fair. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really defend him or go against him yet. I love your posters, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We got Parasite, the Batman, and Empire Strikes Back. Also, some more posters that you guys like never see. I don't know if it's going to show up on stream, but yeah, you're definitely not going to be able to see that. There's just no way. I could take a picture for you and show you, but I was like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get the angle right without the camera disconnecting. I'll show you right here. Okay. I got Avengers Infinity War, The Dark Knight, and then Inception. Those are my other posters that I have up. I have like weird old comic ones from like Deadpool, and then that's really it though. Like I don't have any other big ones. Why is it so dark now? Whoa, I think I fucked up my exposure level. It's okay, whatever. I really like him as a pick. He's already played an arrogant, hot-headed character in Stranger Things, who had heroic characteristics deep down, like Johnny. I agree. I don't know. I haven't seen Stranger Things, so I couldn't tell you if he's in it or not. But or like how he is in it. Sorry, but I did enjoy it. Like I've enjoyed clips that I've seen of him. He's a pretty funny guy. But every time I see Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, I'm like, oh shit! Like I need that. You know what I'm saying? I need more of that. So. Avengers Infinity War is my favorite comic book movie of all time. And what camera do you use? I'm gonna respond to the first part first, and then I'll get to the second part. Sorry. Avengers Infinity War is top 4 for me. It's got to be top 4, 100%. It is like I'd say like Spider-Man 4 or whoa, what the fuck? Spider-Man 2, the Batman, and then the Dark Knight, and then Infinity War. That's my top 4 comic movies of all time. And then camera, I do. Well, the camera I have right now is like the one I'm using on stream is a Logitech. It says Logitech HD 1080p. That's what it says on the camera. I don't know what it is. But for my videos, I actually use a Canon M50 Canon M50 Mark II, and I have a Rode mic on top of it. I normally don't use the Rode mic. I normally use my I'm gonna put this back up for my camera. Whoa! I normally use my Blue Yeti mic. This one's been crashing out though, so I've been renting one from my school for live streams, podcasts, etc. And I got out of my movie so late. That's what fucked up my whole schedule, by the way, for this live stream was I was supposed to get out of my movie at 9:20. Takes me 20 minutes to get from the AMC because, by the way, all the press screenings are at a theater 30 minutes away from me. So the last 2 days I've been to theater 30 minutes away from me. Tomorrow I'm going to the same theater as well. So like I was like, okay, I'll get there. I'll get to school by 9:40 because the renting place is open till 10 p.m. I'll rent it, have it for the weekend. I'll be able to record a podcast. I got to do the Nickel Boys review and this live stream. Okay, cool. I'll get it all done. I get out at literally 10 p.m. I'm like, okay, I'm cooked, chat. So didn't get the mic. So now I'm using the mic on this camera that you're watching from, which is not good at all. And it's kind of pissing me off because I know I'm going to rewatch this live stream to get some clips out of it. And it's going to sound like shit. So I'm going to have to use some like audio enhancer or whatever. But I rent an Elgato mic. Never used Elgato. Oh no, I use a Rode Mini actually. I lied. He and Tom Holland would also be great together if they did a Peter Johnny friendship. I agree. I think their dynamic could be really fun. Hi Arian, what's your favorite comic book movie, DC, Marvel, or anything else of all time? Mine is The Dark Knight. First of all, I love your profile picture. That shit is tough as hell. For me, I'd say my favorite comic book movie of all time is Spider-Man 2. Has to be Spider-Man 2. I rewatch it every year on my birthday. I just recently rewatched it like 2 weeks ago when it was my birthday, and I rewatch it every single year on my birthday. Last year I was actually in New York during my birthday because I was doing press stuff for Comic-Con and then the New York Film Festival. It was literally on TV the morning of my birthday, and I woke up, turned the TV on, and I was like, holy shit, it just started. And I was like, this is meant to be. And like, I've been watching it every day for my birthday for the last like 5 years, I think. And it's just such a great birthday gift, dude. Like it's one of the greatest films. It's my favorite movie of all time, and my favorite comic movie of all time. And then I'd say second is the Batman, and then the Dark Knight. The Batman recently just took over the Dark Knight for me, and I think it's just because the Dark Knight to me, as I've gotten older, has become more simple. Whereas I feel like the Batman takes a couple of more swings and a more unique take on Batman that's more accurate, but still feels more individualistic compared to the comics. And this is just from my limited comic knowledge. Like I'm still trying to get better at reading comics. But Nuviers, I'd love to hear what you think about the Batman as a fan of the Dark Knight. Because I used to be a massive fan of the Dark Knight. I still am. It's still a 5 out of 5 for me. But you know what I'm saying. Is Toy Story 6 pushing it? Yes. By the time it would come out, would be over 20 years since the franchise is going to end. And the 40th anniversary of Toy Story. If this was a real case, to release in 2035. Holy shit. Yeah, Toy Story 6 would be crazy. But I mean, like, I get it. Like, I understand. A bag is a bag, but I don't know. That's the problem is I will still be seated. So I'm like, oh, I don't want it, but I'm still going to be seated. And I'll still be giving Bob Iger and Mickey Mouse my money. So, you know what I mean? Like I'll still be promoting their film. I'm still going to be talking about on the internet. Like that's just the job. So I could say as much as I want, like, no, I don't want it, but I'm going to watch it. So my brother's texting me right now, actually. He's watching the live stream. He said, why is your room so dark? I don't know. I can't text you back because I'm online. I'll turn it up though. There we go. Is that better? Okay. Did you hear about Chris Hemsworth in talks to be Disney's live-action Prince Charming movie? Yes, I did. Holy shit, I need that so badly. And Paul King is set to direct. Did we also hear about Wonka? Did we hear about Wonka 2, guys? I'm so there. If anyone wants to randomly send me Wonka Steelbook, by the way, I don't have a P.O. box, so I won't be giving out my mailing address because that's crazy. But send it somewhere in Orlando, and I'll figure it out. I'll pick it up for you. Need that so badly. So I don't know. I'm very sorry. That got me very excited. I just need a little boost of energy. But dude, Paul King, man, the GOAT, the absolute legend. I did say something. Let me see. live action Prince Charming. Also, that would be perfect. Like he would be awesome. Chris Hemsworth would be great. Okay, I cannot find the source, so I'm not going to spend too long. Wonka 2 is making the Joker 2 mistake. It feels like they're making it because the first Wonka did so well. I hope it turns out good. I don't know, dude. I don't think Wonka 2 and Joker 2 are related in the slightest. Honestly, I'm gonna put my foot down on that one. Gotta read just light. It's blinding me. I can't make it that big. Bright. I'm gonna put my foot down. Back to what I was saying before. I'm gonna put my foot down because no, I genuinely do think that, dude. What the hell is that? Am I tweaking out or is there a red light going off behind me? Let me know in the chat. What the? Hey, I don't know. I'm crashing out. It's way too late for this. I'm gonna put my foot down. Back to what I was saying. Go 30. Whatever. Oh, guys, it's too late. Okay. Wonka 2 is not making the same mistake as Joker 2 because Joker 2 was just fucking stupid in the first place. Wonka 2, I do think there is story to tell. Like, I think there's genuinely like a heartfelt, like we're not like we still need the whole thing of him starting his candy shop. There's gonna be setbacks. Like, it's not like everything's gonna be smooth sailing. Everything feels so. I need to rewatch Wonka, guys. Oh my god, I just saw it like a month or two ago, but man, I need it again. Like, it's just so. It's so heartwarming and heartfelt, and I think Timothy Chalamet is perfect as Wonka. And I just need more. I just need more, and I didn't need more after Joker. Like, I felt satisfied after Joker, but every time I think of Wonka, I'm like, I just want more. That's the difference, in my opinion. Is maybe some people don't want more of Wonka, and that's fine. I know I have a good friend of mine that does internet videos, and he fucking hates Wonka. So insane stuff. But Theron, I gotta go now. Have a good night, man. You too. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I'll be back next week. Hope you enjoyed the videos this week. Anyways, new leaders. Would you think Henry Cavill could be the next Bond? That would be great in my opinion. Yes, but I kind of also want what's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson. That would be a good ass pick in my opinion. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Henry Cavill. Fuck it. Let's just get Ana de Armas to do Bond. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Basically stole every second that she had in No Time to Die. So I think that I kind of just need that. Guys, I think it might be time to wrap up this stream. I'm starting to crash out a little bit, and it's getting very late. I think this is the longest live stream I've done. It's only an hour and 20 minutes. I'm just so cooked today. It is, by the way, 12:08 a.m. where I'm at. So I am going to head out. I'm going to call it quits before you guys ask more questions in the chat and then I answer them. So thank you guys so much for listening. We will. All right. Thanks for responding. Big fan. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the live stream this week. I'll be doing one next week. I know I was super late today. Next time I won't schedule one right after an early screening so that I don't fuck it up and just pull up really late. But thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next time.